I was saying I'm a little stupid about these things because I don't even think about the reception of the film. I did know that Lars has a history of being kind of a provocateur. He challenges things. He's considered kind of a bad boy, kind of a rule breaker. But I'm not thinking about that. I looked at the script, and I think he does and did have a nose for taboo subjects. And I'm aware of that. But when I say I'm stupid about these things, I can't anticipate what a film's going to do, and I don't really care as long as it engages me in a way that is thrilling or challenging. And I think I knew it was going to be a challenging film, and I just thought for the audience it would be challenging, but if I'm an audience member, that's what I like. So maybe a film like Antichrist, even in its conception, isn't for everyone, but it was for me. I mean, I was interested in it, even before making it.
And, but it was not the only, film that you are involved that, in a way that made, the people thinking in different ways,
No, listen, a classic one, it goes back a ways, but Last Temptation of Christ created quite a problem. I mean, even in France, there were bombings. People died. In the States, people were driving trucks into theaters. There was a strong reaction. But I was naive about that, too. I thought, wow, this is a film that deals with spirituality, with religion, from a very kind of Catholic point of view. Martin Scorsese being kind of a very devoted but lapsed Catholic. I didn't think there would be a problem. Anytime, once I was coming out of my apartment during Last Temptation, do you remember, I'm looking and a lot of you are pretty young. This was a while ago. Do you remember, for Last Temptation, there was lots of problems. Do you know this movie? It's a Martin Scorsese movie from Nikos Kazantzakis' book. And the Kazantzakis book was originally quite controversial, but it was written quite a long time ago. Well, there was big controversy, and I remember coming out of my house in New York one day, and there was a couple of guys sitting on the steps, a couple of homeboys, and they were like, "Hey man, how you doing? Hey, you made that film where Jesus, like, messes around with Mary Magdalene and comes back and has children and all that thing. You got into a lot of trouble for that, right?" And I said, "Well, no, it's a good movie, but yeah, some people, have a real problem with it." And they said, "See what happens when you change the story?" And, that's the beauty of film, and that's where you get in trouble with film. When you go against the kind of the agreed upon rules for living, rules for thinking. And I think the great part about film, and why it still can happen, is it's not just about popular response to things. It's about original thinkers leading by making movies that challenge what we think. And right now, as cinema's place socially, culturally in the world shrinks, it's almost even more important for that smaller community that there is to keep challenging them rather than trying to put a Band-Aid and shore it up by entertainments and exercises of diversion. So I think, as I say, things are shrinking. I'll be home after dinner. I think it's not a bad time.
Yeah, what I can say first, do you have any questions? Please, you have the opportunity of talking with Willem.
They know we have nothing to say. They want to see a movie, Paulo.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still do theater.
You used to. Oh, you used to.
I had a group for many years, yeah.
Yes, I saw one play here in Lisbon a few years ago.
In Lisbon, quite a while ago.
Quite a while, yes. I'm old too. I'm sorry. So, but in the theater, you play this part, also the subversive part. You think it's important, like in the cinema?
I'm sorry, the what part?
The subversive. What
Subversive.
Paulo was
No, I don't
was-
think about that. I think
don't
about
think.
doing things that interest me, and you know, things that can transform the way we think.
Yes.
Not because I don't like myself or I don't like how I think, but just to stay awake. Everything conspires for us to fall asleep, and to live life and be awake, you gotta keep on challenging yourself. So, yes, the theater, just like
Just
like
it's the
film.
same.
But I don't think, hey, we're gonna really make a movie to shake someone up. I don't think that. I think,
just
oh, I
happens.
want to make a movie because this interests me, because this challenges me, this puts questions in my head. Hopefully recaptures a kind of curiosity.
Okay, thank you so much.
Did you see after Antichrist once more, or you didn't see the movie after a while ago?
I haven't seen it in a while, but it's a strong movie. It's a strong movie.
It's a very strong movie.
I think you're going to have fun.
Okay.
It's not a date movie, they say.
No, it's not a date.
If you're here with someone you love, maybe one of you should go home first. Because it calls into question all kinds of things. And, yeah.
Okay. Thank.
Yes, I am. We're shooting right now. When's it coming out? We're in the middle of shooting it. We've been shooting for about a month, a little more than a month. We'll shoot for a month more in France, and who knows? Sometime, in about a year maybe. Huh? It's beautiful, beautiful so far.
Okay. Thank you, Willem, to be
Okay. Thank
some
you.
minutes with us, and good.
Enjoy the show.